What's going on, people? Welcome back to ST Supercars and welcome to a brand new video. So, have you ever wondered, you've got a budget of £5,000, you need something that's relatively practical but also will offer you a bit of fun when you're on your own. It's not too quick, but it is quick and it sounds relatively nice. What car would you get? This is a question I regularly end up looking on Autotrader to try and solve. Today, I think I've got the answer. I'm in a VW Mark5 GTI. I really do believe this is the best car you can get for under £5,000. If you need practicality, you want a bit of performance, but most importantly you want something that it will allow you to have fun without being ridiculously over the speed limit or, you know, license losing kind of speeds, I really do think this is a great option. I think running cost wise it's relatively cheap as well. If you're competent you can do a lot of the stuff yourself and it's all straightforward, it's not too bad. So I think overall as a package for what, £3,500 to £5,000, you can't really get a better car than this. So what we'll do is, I'm obviously in the car now, we're going for a drive up to the Cat and Fiddle, then we'll stop, I'll do a quick walk around, we'll take a look at inside and outside so we can just have a quick look at it. Not going to spend too long because it is just an old Mark 5 Golf and they're pretty standard across the board, but the main reason for this video is the fun you can have in this car and that element to it as opposed to anything else. So first of all, for those who don't know, a Mark 5 GTI has 200 brake horsepower from factory. It's produced by a 2-litre turbocharged engine, and that's got the KO3 turbocharger, which engine wise it's very similar to the S3, apart from it had slightly different injectors I think and an uprated turbo, so the KO4 slightly bigger. But overall, engine wise it's quite a good little engine. It's very torquey, it produces good power, particularly with a remap like this one's got, and all in all it's a reasonable engine considering the age of it as well. I think average wise in terms of fuel economy it would return, you know, 22 to 25, which given the age of the engine I don't actually think is that bad. The engine is then mated to what is actually a very nice 6-speed manual gearbox, which obviously in this day and age with the introduction of dual clutch and like on the 1 Series the ZF 8-speed, it's actually really nice to have a manual car. It just offers that little bit more extra engagement, particularly if, you know, you are actually going out to only drive the car and have a bit of fun. I think the manual option that this car gives you is good. Obviously that's not going to be to everyone's taste. Some people absolutely dead against a manual, whereas I'm the opposite. I actually really enjoy having a manual and I miss having a manual petrol car, which is something I am hopefully going to rectify at some point. So this car in particular, so obviously that's covering what a Golf GTI Mark 5 is generally speaking, but in terms of specifics to this car, so it's got a Miltech non-res catback, it's had the downpipe replaced, although not for a sports cat. It's had a air intake with a large air filter on the front. I think it's extra large, it's massive, it makes loads of noise, you can probably hear it on the video. And he's had a stage 1 remap on it, so you're looking at around 240, 250 brake horsepower in total, which for a car which is relatively light, you know, it's not too bad. It means you can actually enjoy the car without risking losing your license, which in the 140 you can't really enjoy the car properly unless you're on a track. So yeah, anyway, that's enough of me talking about the car. I'll do a little bit more when I do a quick walk around, but generally I will catch up with you guys now when we get up to the Cat and Fiddle and we're on some nicer country roads out of traffic. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys very soon. Cheers. So first impressions are really, really good of this car. It's very drivable, it's very chuckable. Yeah, it's quick enough. It's struggling for traction today in the damp, which is interesting. But when it hooks up, it moves. So I can't really complain about the power at all. Ooh, nice, RS6. But yeah, steering very, very easy to place. The car's playing with the 140. But yeah, this car is actually very, very, very easy to drive quickly, basically. It's very compliant, it's very composed. Do you know what ride comfort wise it's considering? It is a GTI, it's not too stiff. I can feel what's going on with the tyres, I feel like I'm connected, but it's not overly stiff. It still takes undulations and bumps in its stride, and it never really unsettles the car. Even when you get to the limit on this car, it's really, really drivable. It really is. I think my only one downside to this car is pedal placement, which makes it very difficult to quick enough for what you need on the road, more than quick enough. Yeah, as I was saying, I think my only one little thing is the pedals, just ever so slightly, so if you try and heel and toe, you can do it, you can do it. We finally made it to some good roads. Let's find out what this car is capable of. Yeah, I just think chuck it in on the power, on the power. What have I learned in that little short blast? This car is very quick, it's very capable. The roads are actually pretty greasy today. And the 140 has gone from my rearview mirror altogether. Wheel spin. But yeah, this car, you just chuck it in on the power. Understeers a little, but it's just so chuckable. And it pulls and pulls and pulls. And here's the Beamer. You've just seen how this was driven. For under £5,000, you can have that kind of performance and that kind of fun. Honestly, I can't explain to you how much fun this car is. It's just so easy. You just turn it in, get on the power, And do you know what? It's just really nice to drive. Like, power out the corner, understeers a little, and then just straight on it, up and down the gearbox. It's just lovely. It really is just lovely. Greasy roads today as well, and do you know what? It's taking them all in its stride. Like that, look at that. And do you know what? I've driven this road in that Beamer, and it gets so uncomposed at times. Can you believe this car costs £3,500? Remap, 300 quid. Money well spent. Just turn it in. Turn it in. Understeer ever so slightly then. But generally speaking, it is very, very compliant. I think if you enter too hot into a corner, it tends to understeer. That's what I chucked it in far too quickly in one of them corners there. And the chassis handles it no problem, but you just do get that understeer creeping in, and your choices are to keep your foot planted, work through it, or enter slower, exit quicker, which is what you should be doing anyway. Even there, like, I'm accelerating through fourth just to see what it's like, and it takes a little bit to get going. There's a bit of lag under kind of 2.5, but as soon as you hit 2.5, 3, or if you keep it above there, the car is an absolute animal. It just grips and goes, literally just grips and goes. Just brilliant, a brilliant car. Now, I'm gonna propose a question. If you think there is a better car for under £5,000 that offers this level of practicality and performance, is this the right place? I don't know. But yeah, basically, if you think there's a car out there that offers this level of practicality and performance, let me know, because I'm really not sure there is. So yeah, the idea was to get out here and do some filming. I'm just going to assess the situation, but we're basically in the clouds. So I just jumped out the car to go and film the exterior shots of the car and some interior to kind of walk you guys around it, but it was so windy and actually daylight's going, so it wasn't really going to work. So what I've done is I've filmed some shots, and I'll just put a little montage together so you can get a feel for this car. If anyone does want a more in-depth video on the particular spec of this car, more than happy to do it. Just let me know and I will make sure I get the keys again. But ultimately, to round up, this car's brilliant. One thing I didn't mention when I was driving is I really like the way it you can be planted mid-corner, so you can plant your foot and really go for it, and the traction will kick in, but it doesn't do what the Beamer does in terms of totally cutting it out. You can feel it using the brakes to redistribute that power and actually get you a little bit of grip. Really like that system. I know the Beamer's got the E-diff, which is obviously the same principle. It just, in application on a front wheel drive car like this, it seems to work that little bit better. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, fantastic driving machine. This car is absolutely brilliant. I think point to point, you don't need quicker in the UK. It's going to handle on any kind of road, greasy. It's going to handle superbly on a dry road. Give it a stage 1 remap like this and it's just fantastic. It's so much fun. Honestly, I can't tell you how much fun I've had driving this afternoon. I think the steering is well weighted, offers good feedback, and overall is quite direct. But I think most importantly, what this car offers more than anything is the practicality to go with the performance. So whilst I'm here talking about how fun it is and great it is to drive, don't forget, you can have 5 people in this car. You can throw a boot full of of stuff as well, and it's going to deal with it no problem. And actually drive it in traffic like I am now, it's also, again, absolutely no problem whatsoever to just drive along and cruise in, basically. The gearbox is lovely, really positive gearbox, nice feel. Quite a long throw, but not anything you're going to notice. It's just longer than the Porsche. Pedal placement is okay for heel and toe once you get used to it. To begin with, I thought it was they were a little bit oddly spaced, but now I've got used to it, I can heel and toe, it's not an issue, which I actually really enjoy doing. So yeah, I think overall, that I really don't believe there's a better car for the money. Like, what else for £3.5 grand are you going to get that offers this level of what else are you going to get that offers this level of fun and chuckability for the money? I don't know, is the honest answer. I think that, in combination with obviously the practicalities of it, hands down, best car for the money. Sorry, one sec. This car's more than quick enough, guys. Honestly, more than quick enough. I know we're talking, I'm sitting in a 10-year-old car, I'm doing a video on it, but you know what? It's a brilliant, brilliant car. Anyone who's in the market or even considering one, it's money well spent. Honestly, hands down, money well spent. On wet, greasy roads like this, I'm not sure you can get a better car for this kind of money. I know you've got to work it yourself, and people will be like, I don't want a manual, but forget that. Forget it, guys. This manual is ace. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I do absolutely love manuals, but this one is just superb. It's nice to drive, quick or slow, so it doesn't matter whether you're in traffic or you're on it, it's just a really nice car to drive. So yeah, overall, would highly, highly recommend it. Well, that's all I've got time for today. I need to go and hand the keys back to the owner, but yeah, what a car, absolutely fantastic. Anyone who's in the market, go and drive one, guarantee you'll enjoy it. For under £5 grand as well, I really don't think you can get better. There are a couple of other cars I think that are competitors to it for a similar price, but I'd be interested to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you've liked this video, and you know, I can carry on making content like this. And yeah, I will catch you all very soon. Cheers, guys.